So okay. So the rules that you've learned that you need a common denominator, add or subtract fractions, stay the same even when you go to algebra. But now we still have to think about factoring. So here we have 2x over 7 plus 5 over 3x. We need to make a common denominator. What's missing? What would make them the same?
X.
An x, you need to have an x. And do you see here you would need to have multiply this by 3x and 3x. And this one by 7 and 7. So you have to look at your numbers. What would be the lowest common denominator for your numbers? And look at the variables as well. So what would that end up having? We would have 6x squared over 21x plus 35 over 21x. How do you add fractions once you have a common denominator? Just add the numerators. So when adding this one, we would have 6x squared plus 35 all over 21x. Can we simplify this? Well, if you wanted to simplify it, you would have to factor first. Is there anything that factors out of the top? There's no common factor. Can't factor that. So the top is one factor. This is the key thing in this unit, because you're going to be tempted to simplify your 6 and your 21, but you can't because it's not multiplying. You can only simplify when you're multiplying, and you can only be multiplying if you have something factored. The top doesn't factor. That means that's one factor, and the only way you could cancel something out is if you had identically 6x squared plus 35 on the bottom, which we do not. So this would be done. You've added it. It's a single fraction. It can't be simplified any further. When we go to part B, we have 4 over 5ab minus 3 over 4b squared. Your numbers first. What's the common denominator between 4 and 5? 20. So I would need to multiply this one by 4 and this one by 5. Then go to your variables. What variable is missing from the first one? Another b. Because we have b squared here, we would need another b in this one. What variable is missing from the second one? An a. So we multiply by a and a. That would give me 16b over 20ab squared minus 15a over 20ab squared. So we've successfully gotten our denominators the same. Once your denominators are the same, does anything factor? No. So that means this, I like to add brackets around it to make sure that I see that that is one factor on the top. Is there anything identical on the bottom? No. We are done. Okay. Questions for practice are 3, 4, and 5.